Minha is going to be at 8:10. Please be on time. The learning is sponsored for Adina Bat Rafaela Chanajana, safe and health pregnancy and healthy children. Sponsored by the Kariev family. Further sponsorship, please see Rabbi Babayev. As we continue in the halachot, today we're going to discuss the halachah of telling a goy to turn on an air conditioning. Yesterday we discussed telling on a goy to turn on a heat. Air conditioning is very different than heat. With heat, we said that when are you allowed to tell a goy to turn on the heater? When it's extremely cold, because everybody is viewed as sick when it comes to the cold. So if it's very, very cold, and it means very cold, it means like 20 degrees Fahrenheit, like extreme cold, so then we say that you're allowed to tell a goy to turn on the heat, even though turning on the heat is something that's asul biblically for a Jew to do. But to tell a goy, you'd be allowed to do that because it's considered as if you're telling a goy to do something for somebody who's sick. And air conditioning doesn't have both of those factors, meaning the fact that it's very hot doesn't make everybody sick for the heat. And therefore, it's a question of just very, very uncomfortable, and it could possibly lead to dehydration and things like that. But according to the Shulchan Aruch, very interestingly, to tell a goy to turn on the air conditioning is a lot more lenient, because an AC is actually only rabbinically prohibited for a Jew to turn on, as opposed to the heater is a prohibition from the Torah. The heater is like a fire. It heats, the way it heats is either through coils or through heating up water. Either way that you heat up, it comes out to a Torah violation, as opposed to an AC is electricity. Electricity is a rabbinic violation. So therefore, it's more lenient in its essence. And to tell a goy to do something that would be asul for a Jew to do rabbinically is called a shevut deshevut. So if it's a case of a great need where it's very, very hot, then you would be able to tell a goy. A lot of people, they sort of abuse this. They think for any discomfort, I forgot to do it before, I want it set on 75, now it's going to be 78. It's a little bit discomforting. People think, okay, I'll just tell a goy and he'll set it for me. That's not the halakha. The halakha does require a much more severe discomfort. It has to be extremely hot, where it's very uncomfortable into the house, and not just something that is a little bit of a discomfort. In Israel, you should know, a lot of times they don't have air conditioning. They use fans. They still use fans. A lot of people, they have a fan, and they live like that. It's just a little bit of a discomfort is not a reason to allow telling a goy. But if it's very inconvenient, it's very severe, it's hot, like 90, 95 degrees, and the house is extremely hot, that's an example that you'd be able to tell a goy, and even directly you would be able to tell him to turn on the AC. As we mentioned yesterday, of course, everything should be planned before Shabbat. It shouldn't happen that there's a case where you're caught by surprise, but the halakha does take that into consideration. Sometimes a person might forget or something didn't work, and that's when we say that you're allowed to tell a goy to do it. Baruch Adonai le'olam, amen ve'amen.